GNNI, Gabe's News Network and Information. Oh boy. Okay, so this will be a long one. Hi there, it's Gabe, and I'm going to release the completely true story of Five Nights at Freddy's. So get out the notebooks, because this will be a dozy ride. Now, if you don't know what FNaF is, it's a spooky, scary game made by Scott Cawthon, a man who is a Christian, which is weird. He made the games all by himself. You are a winner, Scotty. And his kids are the beta testers. Not even kidding. Time for the story. Back in 1979, two dudes named Peter and Lloyd decided to make a fast food place named Fredbear's Diner. It was a rather small but popular diner. They also had two employees there, Vincent Valentine, a guy with a skin disease that makes him purple, and Scott, a man who was a phone fanatic. Pete and Double L made a profit with this diner in the short year it was alive. However, in 1980, Vinnie Val decided to kill a kid, who would soon become the marionette, and put him in the attic. After Scott found this kid, police were informed, and Vince went to the slammer. The diner was also closed, making Pete and Lloyd bankrupt. However, Pete got a brilliant idea: sell the company for a reasonable price. Lloyd agreed, and Fredbear Entertainment was bought by two tubular dudes named Bill S. Preston and Ted, who changed the name of Fredbear Entertainment to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza in 1983. In their new pizza joint, Scott was hired again, and he was upgraded to the totally righteous phone dude, or simply, the phone guy. However, Vinny the Vin broke out of jail and saw this location. He then decided for one day to kill 5 kids and leave them there. Because you know, that's smart. However, one mystical night, the puppet decided to put these kids in the animatronics Bill and Ted made because genius! The animatronics then became haunted by the kids' souls. One night, Bill was sniffing the animatronics for no reason and smelt the smell of human flesh. He informed Ted and Scott, and they just decided to leave it alone because they are too tubular for corpses. However, after some guys named Daff and Punk smelt it, authorities were called, and the pizzeria was shut down. In 1984, Bill, Ted, and Scott still owned the rights, so they decided to call a man named Gaben to help them. Gaben had the brilliant idea to keep the rotten corpses in the animatronics, then use them in the new place. And they all agreed. In 1985, Bill, Ted, Scott, and Gaben started to work on the next Fazbear's Pizza, with all new robots and the puppet they found in the old restaurant. Then finally in 1987, Rick Astley made Never Gonna Get... Oh, wait. That's the wrong thing. Anyways, then finally in 1987, Gaben, Bill, Ted, and Scott finished the new Freddy Fazbear's Pizza with 3 better robots, a robot child, irony, and a fricked up piece of metal and wires that is a piece of trash. But kids still love this place. Why? I have no idea. So yeah, it was then afterwards that Vince's offer came back to the place. He then was simply hiding for 6 days, while Scott and the others were simply doing their jobs. However, only a week and 2 days after the pizzeria opened, Vincent messed with the setting of one of the animatronics, and a kid's entire frontal lobe was bit off. Bill and Ted said this while it happened: "That was the most bogus thing ever, dude." Police once again closed the place, so Bill and Ted decided to stop making pizzerias and start a band, which a year later, they did. However, it was up to Scott and Gaben to make another pizzeria place. So they did! They went back to the first location and revamped it, because they couldn't make a new building. They used the old animatronics again, not taking out the corpses as by now it would be worthless, and in 1989 the pizzeria was open once again. Unlike other places, this location actually lasted a while, an entire 5 years, even if Scott died only on the 4th night it was open. Due to being the original night shift guy, though, he recorded tapes for future employees. At the last 8 nights of this place, a man named Mike Schmidt worked there for 7 nights, being fired on the 7th one for being framed for tampering with animatronics. Vincent then destroyed all the animatronics in the 8th night, only to be literally scared to death by ghosts, and then became the spooky, scary endoskeleton of Springtrap, which was his origin suit. Irony! Gaben then decided to sell the brand name because he can't make a 3 of anything. And in 1995, Pete and Lloyd rebought their own brand name, but renamed it Nice Peter and Epic Lloyd's Rapping Studio, and made completely different things. However, in the year 2020, Marilyn Manson saw the games based off these pizzerias, and decided to make a new location. He hired Bill to be the totally excellent phone dude, which he agreed to, even though he was in a band. In 1923, the location was finally finished, and Bill and Marilyn own Fazbear's Frights. Marilyn and Bill found Vincent in his suit from the old location and put it in this new one. And then after a whole 10 days, it burned down. Get going, guys. And it took Marilyn and Springy with it. Well, maybe Springy. Bill then decided to go back to his band, which he did. However, Bill and Ted are going to make one last location scheduled for Halloween of sometime after 2023. But until then, this has been the entire Five Nights at Freddy's story. Hope you enjoyed. And just as 1987 would say, and just as 1987 would say,